And welcome back to Attorneys on Call. We are talking about medical malpractice. Stacy's back in studio with us, and Gloria's here as well. Stacy, what we're talking about is not physicians making mistakes. What we're talking about is the corporatization of the hospital system and how that can lead to real problems, right? So I know you've got some examples you want to share with us about what you've seen during your experience.
I have. And one of the most profound examples that I've experienced is a wrong site surgery case.
A wrong site surgery.
Yes, a patient goes in and needs surgery on their shoulder. The medical staff preps the wrong shoulder.
The wrong shoulder.
And the doctor operates on the wrong shoulder. And as a result, anytime you evade a joint, you can suffer problems. And as a result of this wrong site surgery case, operating on the wrong shoulder, client has got permanent injuries to that shoulder.
Permanent injuries?
Permanent.
So loss of mobility, things like that. So how does something like that happen?
Well, there's a procedure in the hospital that's called timeout. Is this the right patient? Is this the right surgery? Is this the right surgery site? And that wasn't followed because the hospital, corporatizing hospitals, forced them to hurry to turn over the operating room quickly to make more money.
Oh my gosh.
And they were in a hurry and they didn't do the timeout procedure correctly.
You know, both you and Gloria come from physician families. You grew up in a household where the father was a physician, so you know how important doctors are to all of us. But when you hear these kinds of stories, you're saying to yourself, gosh, I trust my doctor, and yet because of all this corporatization going on, I get the wrong shoulder operated on. That's unforgivable.
Right. I think one of our common bond is that we do this because we both grew up in families that were very pro healthcare, and
Sure.
we do it because we love the healthcare system, right? And we want it to be better. And so part of our common goal is to make the healthcare system better. And if you've been injured, right, by one of these failures, one of these systemic failures of a hospital or a practice, and you've been harmed, call us and let us be your voice, because this is what we do. I've been doing it for 20 years. I've got a unique perspective. Stacy has been as well. And it flows through our bones, right?
Okay.
We're not here.
I can see the passion.
We're not
Yeah.
here to try to villainize the healthcare system. We are truly here to make it better. And we want to be your voice. We want to be your voice so that you are compensated for your wrong. And we also want to be the voice for all of North Carolinians so that we can have a healthcare system that thrives and that we can all rely upon and know that's safe when we go and when our family and when our loved ones go, so that you don't have these medical errors occur.
When you make that call, know that it is a free call, no charges. Make that free call. It doesn't cost you a cent. Stacy, have you got any other quick examples you could share with us?
Yes, Gloria talked about it earlier, and that is medication errors. A case where it was the administration of the medication was wrong. Okay. A drug called bupivacaine, designed to sort of deaden the nerves, was supposed to be injected into somebody's knee to help post-operative pain. The syringes were mixed up in the operating room, and the nurse anesthetist put it in the IV bag of the patient, and it stopped his heart.
Did the patient pass away?
They revived the patient, but he had loss of oxygen to the brain, and he suffered what's called a hypoxic brain injury.
Yeah, unfortunately, the medical errors, like medication errors, are just are not uncommon, right? So you've got cases like the one Stacy referred to, but then you've got horrific cases where a patient is septic or has, I've had cases where a patient has a raging bacterial infection, and the physician places orders for an antibiotic to be administered, and the patient never gets the antibiotic. And then they ultimately die because they did not get the medication that was ordered by the physician. Those types of cases happen more than you would think, and those are 100% preventable, and they are unacceptable.
So when you were on the other side of the table and you were defending hospitals in that scenario, what would be a defense in that scenario? I would think there would be no defense.
Sure, you know, a lot of those cases are resolved before you go to trial.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why I sort of shifted gears and came to the other side of the V, was because, you know, I spent a large part of my time defending these hospitals, and I started to see more and more cases that had these serious patient safety concerns. And I really am in this to improve the healthcare system and to make it better. And I realize that I can do more good on this side and really helping the patients, but at the same time really improving the healthcare system as well.
This has been a fabulous conversation today. Gloria and Stacy, thank you so much for being here, for sharing these examples. I think the folks at home that are watching this program have got some great information now that they can digest. And as we said, if you have a question, a concern, it might be yourself, a loved one, a family member, a friend, call that number. It is always a free call, and we urge you to do so, because you've got to advocate for yourself and for others, right? And so we thank you again for joining us. This has been Attorneys on Call. We'll see you next time right here.